In this session, we are going to say about why React is awesome to use, why there is so much craze around React. So, the first and foremost reason is it is a simple JavaScript library which can be used for creating user interfaces. So, simple I mean it is not like AngularJS, which is a big framework. Okay, React does not have routing or HTTP libraries. All those we have to depend on all third-party libraries. Okay, it is a simple library which is just used for creating user interfaces. Next is in React, all the CSS, HTML, and JavaScript can be contained in a single file using JSX. So it is very simple to write components using React. So as an example, we can these 4 lines. This represents a fully functional component in React. So this shows how simple it is to write a component. But if you take in Angular or AngularJS, we need to write all the structure and art component and art template, and we have to write those. But in React it is very simple. So in React we don't have directives, servers or controllers. We have only components. Okay, and React is basically just a view in MVC pattern. It does not as a single element, it does not follow MVC. It just is a view in that MVC pattern. To make it follow MVC pattern, we have to use React with Flux or React with Redux. So Redux which follows Flux. So we have to make use of those to make your application follow MVC pattern. If you see, React is very simple, as I said before, and it can be plugged easily into any framework. Okay, even it can be plugged into AngularJS as a view component using ngReact. So basically, if you see Angular, you will see the two-way data binding happening. That is, whenever the model changes, the changes will be rendered to the view, and view changes, it will be rendered to the model. So in React, how it happens? It happens because React, as the name implies, it is, in the case of React, it is very reactive to state changes. So the view actually represents the state. The state, I mean the data. Okay, whenever the data changes in React, it gets re-rendered in the view. Okay, for example, let us consider this scenario. I have a state, a data with name, date of birth and company. So that is being implied in the view as we have a ABC component and a date of birth component and a company component. So this view actually is rendering the data, is actually representing the data. So how the React, how in the view we will know that the state has changed. So for example, if the name has changed to from ABC to DF, what happens is React is reactive to state changes. So whenever the state changes, it re-renders the view, and if you see it closely, you will see that in the view only the ABC component got removed and it got replaced with DEF component. That is only the name component change, and the overall view did not get re-rendered as a complete page. So this is happening because of virtual DOM in React, which we will be seeing shortly. So this is, that is, you have to understand one thing. So the React is very reactive to the data changes. that is the state changes. Only when the state change, the re-render will happen, not as in Angular where we use watchers, and whenever something changes in the model, the page will be re-rendered with the changed model. That will not happen. So it closely watches the state in case of React. And which the thing which makes React very faster is this virtual DOM. Basically, if you take in React, we have two virtual DOM maintained by React, the old virtual DOM and the new virtual DOM after the changes. So basically what happens is it compares the old and new virtual DOMs, and if it finds any differences, that difference is alone rendered in the real DOM. When there is no difference, the real DOM is never touched by React. Okay, understand this? So only when there is a change, those differences alone are passed on to the real DOM. Otherwise, real DOM is never touched. And this makes React very faster and performance are also great. Okay. So these are the takeaways. So it's simple, faster and efficient to use. Thank you.